Could be anybody. Writing down all the good things about that person. All the things that are good, the patterns of goodness that you see in this person. And then writing down the cons. In the process of me doing it, I realized that the cons lists, for the most part, were smaller than the pros. If it's the other way around, then we need to come and have counseling with me because we need to have another conversation. Because if you're in a relationship with people that you've got more cons, we need to have another conversation. But I think you get my point. We're looking for the goodness on purpose. I don't know about you, but I can get really stuck in the things to complain about. The cons side. But when I force myself to look for the pattern of goodness, I find it. All right, now let's say that it's a situation where you find a whole bunch of cons and you can't actually find a pro. Because my guess is, I know, sometimes you can't find the pro in a particular situation. Here's what the pro can be. My own ability to at least look for what there is to be grateful for. My ability to at least look for that pattern is beneficial to me. It's salutary. It moves me. So you can play with it in your own way, pro and cons, looking for patterns of goodness. When you look, guess what? You find. When you look, you find. And you can look and find on both sides. You can find all the junk to be upset about. And you can find all the good to praise. When we look, we find. And if you find a situation that you can't find it, you can be grateful for your ability to look for it. Every little thing that we do, every little baby step that we do to look for it, moves us in that direction. I said to someone this morning, can we find enough just for 1 hour to be grateful about? Now you're here at church. It's easy, right? Oh, I can find a lot of things to be grateful for. We got this beautiful music, we got all my friends, we get a message, you get a lot of things. Put yourself in a different scenario. Can you put yourself in the now moment that says, in this moment, in this, just this 1 hour, I'm going to focus on what there is to be grateful for. I'm going to look for it. Then I can do it again the next hour, and I can do it again the next hour. There's your discipline. You're training yourself to look for what the good is. I said gratitude is a means for us to refocus. Gratitude helps us see what is there and what is good, rather than what's lacking. I read a story about a group of students who were in nursing school. And one particular day, their professor says, "Pop quiz!" Nobody loves pop quizzes, but this pop quiz gets handed out. And one particular student said, "Hey, I'm conscientious. I breeze through the questions pretty easy. I'm a good studier. Go through all the questions and then get to the very last one, which stumped me." And the very last question said, "What is the name of the cleaning lady on campus?" The person's thinking this has got to be a joke, right? I've seen the cleaning lady. She's tall, she's got dark hair, she's probably in her 50s, but you know her name? I don't know her name. So everybody goes through their tests, and towards the end of it, one of the other students said, "Hey, does that last question count toward our grade?" The professor said, "Absolutely. Absolutely. In your careers, you're going to run into all kinds of people. You're going to meet all kinds of people. And every single one of them is as significant as the next. Every one of them is as significant as the next. Even if all you do is say hello, or smile, or perhaps learn their name." The students said that they learned that day a lesson that stuck with them forever. Not just to focus on the professors because I got to get a good grade, not just to focus on the people you're caring about, but everybody is significant. And by the way, her name was Dorothy. That story is so simple, it seems so easy, but how often do we not look for the good that's there? How often do we only get so tunnel vision on what we think we need to be doing that we forget all this goodness around us? To me, that story reminds me of this goodness all around me. There's this woman doing the cleaning. Do I know her name? So when you go through your life looking for what's good, remember the people like that might be unnoticeable. Significant in every way, every single one of us, and that's what Sherry was getting at in her prayer. Every single one of us is important, regardless of what you do in life, or regardless of who you think you need to kiss up to. Everybody is significant in this life. Right here at Harmony Center, we have that same thing. Every single person that serves in some way here is significant. Some people serve in a way that's obvious, and some people serve in a way that's not so obvious. The behind-the-scenes people. So today is also Volunteer Recognition Day. And so I'm going to just bring up, you're not going to come up here and I'm not going to even say names today. I'm just going to ask you to stand. I'm going to call up each of the volunteer teams. See this Grateful for You? So this is the way to recognize you. I'm grateful for you. Every single person is needed. Every single person is valuable. So, going by whatever the first one is here, if you are on the board, aka the core council, will you please stand up? You can read what they do. This is their general. They're responsible for generating and managing our money, and they oversee all financial decisions. This right now is our current board, right? Just as there's a couple people missing, but let's give them our love by saying. What I'd like us to say to them is, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for you. Right, very good. And if they will sit down. And then the next one, practitioners. If all the practitioners licensed would stand up, they assist me in the spiritual leadership. They assist the congregation in spiritual growth. They teach workshops and classes and lead various programs. That's in a nutshell. Because I didn't want the list to be 3 pages long. So I tried to put it together. So if you will say with me, I am grateful for you. Thank you. Welcome team. This is the welcome team is 3 groups together: the greeters, the ushers, and the visitors. If you are on one of those 3 called the welcome, will you please stand? They greet the people warmly. They give out the handouts. They give out visitor information, and they collect the offering. If we will say to these people, I am grateful for you. Next, children's ministry. If you teach the teach the children. Will you please stand up? Well, there's one downstairs. There's only 2 others in the room. They teach our children the philosophy. They help them to learn who they are, children of God, as we're reminding ourselves. We love and nourish our kids. Let's say to our teachers who are standing, even though they're not all here, I am grateful for you. Yeah. Incorporates a few things, the sound tech. So the sound and technology that happens on Sunday, as well as our video that goes on YouTube, our CDs, our social media, and our special event recording. So that includes website, Facebook, you know who you are. If you will all stand. Lamont's up there in the... So don't forget, let's say to them, you look around and who you see. I am grateful for you. Yeah, wonderful. Very good. Next we have hospitality.
Yeah.
All right. If you're on the hospitality team, will you please stand? And I want you to remain standing for a few minutes longer than everybody else. They make the coffee and the water for tea. They bring simple goodies, and they keep the kitchen clean and organized. I would like to focus on the second one. I'm going to tell the whole congregation something that I'm going to be telling the team, and that the team has heard many, many times before, but I really need you to know this. Simple goodies. You have been very spoiled by this team of people bringing a lot of lunch. I have been telling them, no, simple goodies. So hospitality team, I want you to know that they've all heard this now. So the reason I'm doing this in front of everybody like this is that nobody on the hospitality team can come to me and say, but they expect it. So you all, I need you to make agreement with me right now. I no longer expect lunch every Sunday.
I no longer expect lunch every Sunday.
All right? Now with that in mind, can we say very loudly, I am grateful for you.
I am grateful for you.
Yes, it's a big job.
Yeah.
Simple goodies. All right, the counters. They do one job, and it's a big one. Please stand if you're a counter.